this morning, a pack rat. These things are a real hazard around houses because they get in there and they chew up your wiring and build big nests up in around places like your chimneys and attics, and you can burn your house down. And take every piece of junk that's not tied down up and stack it in the roof. I've seen huts way up in the bush there that you get up in the attic or get up in the ceiling, it's just a big conglomeration of sticks and leaves and grass and bits of paper and you name it, old food, anything they can stack away there for winter. Do you want that one, Bundy? Bundy. That's 2 and 2 nights. Pretty important day for me. I'm up here on the side of a mountainside in British Columbia with my grandson Trapper. And he's riding like a true cowboy, a stockman. That's what he is, with the Cooper on. And we just saw 2 elk on the road. And I just got a little bit of footage of the cow as you stand on the road. But yeah, that's the first true elk that I've seen in the wild. Next thing, we just got to get up this bank and check where the cattle are. Well, this is a good job for a rainy day. Trapper and I are out here in the shop, in the shed, and we're getting all the old snares, aren't we? And we're working through the old snares and seeing which ones are too bent up to use and which ones are okay.
This one's kind of bent.
You got a bend in him? We'll put him to one side and we'll have a look. He's not too bad. I think he's all right there.
Well, see how it kind of goes like that?
Yeah, he'll drop down okay though. And
So see if the wolf was coming through like this.
you see if he drops down okay. Hold him up like that, and there you go. There, see, he holds pretty good. Yeah, it's okay. So the interesting thing for me is that we aren't allowed to use snares in Australia. We're not allowed to, and I can see why in a lot of ways. We've got so many small marsupials that would be caught in a snare that would be forever, you know, finding dead koalas and dead possums, and bandicoots and goannas and all sorts of things, all the different birds, curlews and you name it, would all be dead on the ground because they're all ground-dwelling animals, and they get in the snares and kill themselves. So you can see why it's the bycatch to me that would be the problem. But over here in Canada, where you don't have that problem, I think snares are a pretty good option. They certainly work, and from what I'm told, I haven't seen it in operation yet, but from what I'm told, a well-set snare is one of the most lethal devices that you will ever see. Right, Kurt and I are out this morning looking for a black bear. I've got a black bear tag, and yeah, pretty exciting. It's October over here in British Columbia, so let's see how we go. We've got to get past a few mule deer first. It's not too bad for cold. The snow's up on the mountains now, so beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Right, look at this little critter. He was in the veggie garden. Quite a friendly little guy, but he's got big rodent type teeth. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I think it's just some type of ground squirrel. We thought it was a little porcupine for a start, but there's no quills on him. Hey, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? I think you'd give a fella a pretty fair bite if he let you too. Come on. Pretty little bloke. Look at that. We'll get an identification on you and then we'll let you go, alright? Probably not back in the veggie garden. Okay, probably not back in the veggie garden. Okay, isn't this the type of place that dreams are made of? Look at this for a beautiful cabin. It's a great place, isn't it, Trapper? Gorgeous. We're up here in the clouds. Let's check inside, Trapper. Make sure everything's okay, it's not leaking. Look at that. Is everything good?
Looks like it.
No water coming in. That's great. Yeah. I could come up here and just disappear. That's the way to get around on wet days. Heading out to check the set here now that's just up above the house. There's been a coyote kicking around, so go and check it out. It's yeah, neither of us wanted to get out of bed this morning, and Kurt's waiting back there. Good frost. We were putting cattle back in this paddock, so I decided to pull this trap early. It still would have fired perfectly. Much later, when I got a chance to view the trail cam footage, I got my first good photo of the silver fox that was lurking in the district. Esther had her eyes on him. She reckons his pelt is going to go good up on her wall. Interestingly, he checked out the spot where I caught the coyote, but never even noticed the gland lure to his right-hand side. Maybe it wasn't working. Then everything changed. Down came the snow. The ground that had been soft and spongy was now hard as a rock after the first fall of snow, then rain, then more snow back on top of it. He's come right through here, and there's the trap, just right there by those two yellow leaves. There's tracks all over it, but I think the ground is frozen. Righto, I'm here on my last day in British Columbia for this season anyway, and I just pulled the last 2 traps I've had in the ground, but they're frozen. One has gone off, so something has set one off. I think it's been a wolf, but there's so much frozen ice in that on top of it that I think when it's gone off, it's just been too slow. So that's a bit of a trick from me. It's just interesting to have set some traps here with Kurt and to have seen how they functioned. I can see that there is a good need for a cover over your trap rather than foam under the pan that works so well back home. Here, yeah, you do need to have like a plastic bag or some cover over your trap to keep anything that can freeze out from around that working mechanism. You look at this one here, the amount of frozen grit in that there, it'd be very hard to hold anything. But anyway, it's still been good for me, a learning curve. Got that coyote and a wolf. Not much activity here. There's not much. I think just right now the wolves are starting to move again. Bears are all gone. Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. You can't go and put a drag scent out because you can have anything from a cougar to a coyote to a wolf to bears, grizzly bear or a black bear, mountain lion, bobcat, all these different things that'll come in on that. And if you're just chasing the wolves, well, then you're getting a lot of stuff that you don't want to be catching. So yeah, it's been an interesting curve. I think next year I'm going to be really keen to run a trap line and a snare line like Kurt and Esther. Now, as soon as things freeze down, there's quite a bit of snow, they'll put their snares out, and that's when they've had the most success on the wolves. So yeah, I might come over here for a bit more of this cold stuff. At the moment, I'm going to be glad to be getting back into 30-degree heat in Queensland. Yeah, this is a little bit hard on the system for a start, but all good. What a beautiful country. Fantastic.